Welcome back to the Gamer Book Club podcast. This is a perfect way to start. Get off the RuneScape.
Alright, everybody, shut the RuneScape down.
I'm one of your three hosts for the evening. I'm Big Henny, and I'm joined here with Jabin and user_name. Say hello, fellas.
Hello.
I'm user.
And I'm Jabin.
We got some interesting stuff to go through today. One of the big hits that came out just off rip, I'm addicted. My life is ruined, boys. Slay the Spire came out, and I've been staying up on launch till 8 in the morning playing the fucking game with Jabin personally. Real degenerate hours, bro.
All right, so I am in third place. Oh, no, I'm ahead of Jabin. Okay, actually, I'm in second place. Big Henny, number one on my friends list, 53.2 hours played recently on Steam.
That's right.
That's great. I'm at 34.3, and Jabin is at 29.9. We're recording this on March 16th, so the game's been out 11 days. We've all been putting 5 hours a day in, 4 hours a day, something like that. But mostly it's been 8-hour stretches on the days we do play, and maybe a day like today we do productive shit. But yeah, the game's good. I mean, what do you want to say about it?
I'll be honest, I haven't hopped into a game on off launch and going head first this many hours this quickly in a long time. I think the last game I did that with it had to have been Baldur's Gate 3. But it's been a while since a game has kind of took over my body. I think that's the best way I'd have to put it. And I mean, what's crazy is I only started playing the first Slay the Spire game just maybe a week and a half before the second one came out. And
yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, I think that's probably why, to be honest.
I mean, it's also it's just really easy to pick up because it's it's literally Slay the Spire 2 is literally just. I mean, if you just told me it's a continuation of Slay this, if you just told me it was an update to the first one, I would believe you. It's literally the same game, but just better in every way.
And you guys would have more in depth to why they would be better. But there's one thing I did notice, and I want your opinion on. The cards in the upgrade system, you can only upgrade your cards once in Slay the Spire 2, but I was upgrading the same card a couple times. Really?
There's one card. There's one card in Slay the Spire 1 that lets you do that. That's the whole thing with the card, is you can upgrade it as many times as you want.
Really?
But the cards in general, they're either you get Defend Plus, you don't get Defend Plus or anything.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, what is it?
Searing Blow. Searing Blow.
Searing Blow. That's the one. Yep.
Okay. I don't know why, but even my cousin Cole brought it up. He's like, I swear, we could upgrade cards multiple times in the first one. And I was like, yeah, we kept talking about that was the thing. I swore I saw the same card with green text and I could upgrade it a second time.
No, you were in the Mandela Effect universe. You were off in a different timeline. We played the real Slay the Spire. We played the real one. We played the Berenstein Bears Slay the Spire.
The Berenstein Bears Slay the Spire?
Yeah. You know the Mandela Effect?
That's the big Mandela
I know the... Oh, that's okay, got you. Yeah, I know what the Mandela Effect is.
Yeah.
That's the biggest example for the Mandela Effect?
That's one of them, yeah. It's people think that the Berenstein Bears were spelled one way growing up.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which it is. You could tell me it was AI, you could tell me it was EI. I'd believe either way. I mean,
the one I saw was Chick-fil-A. A lot of people thought it was Chica-filet, and it's
Chica. Nobody thought it was Chica-filet.
No, I swear, I promise.
They thought it was CHIK probably instead of CHICK.
You're probably right.
Nobody thought it was Chica-filet.
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 But Slay the Spire 2. I'm in kind of the same boat as Jabin, where I feel like it is basically... I think the only thing worse than Slay the Spire 1, which is it's early in early access and it's going to get fixed, is I think some of the numbers are not 1-to-1 the way that they are in Slay the Spire 1. Like Slay the Spire 1 to me is like masterfully designed where it's like the encounters are like perfectly constructed for like this many strikes will kill it and this many defends will block its attacks, and like these are the numbers that the player is going to go through to like the different like ways that you could approach if you were playing more aggressively or not. Like it just felt like everything lined up in Slay the Spire 1, and I think we'll see that eventually in a year or two. It'll just take like, you know, some balance changes, but I do feel like I feel like all the enemies kind of have like maybe 15% too much HP. Runs take forever. They take a long time.
Long time. I think a minimum
Um,
or an average is like an hour and a half to get through the third act.
Yeah, and that's crazy to me. I mean, I'm not complaining. I have fun for all 2 hours of, you know, sometimes that's how long a fucking run takes, depending on what kind of build you're doing. But I do think maybe like some numbers need to be tweaked. Like, and I'm fine with a nerf on R damage a little bit, but like the boss number, like especially when you're playing the multiplayer and they have 2,000 HP or whatever, it's insane. Ain't no
Mhm.
reason. Ain't no reason for all that. So
I think it makes sense though, like with the multiplayer, because I mean you have so many other cards that interact with what other people are doing as well.
mm,
So like you can really get out of hand. You know, I mean, like you can literally, you know, like the cards that like double your damage or whatever. If you can somehow play multiple of those, I mean, you can just two times two times two. Like,
Right.
yeah, I mean, you can go infinite in single player too. Like to me, that doesn't like really factor into the calculus. I'm just talking about like when I roll up to the first elite, um, it feels like they might as well have 9,000 HP sometimes. Like if you haven't picked up like a strong attack yet, and
yeah,
you get an early elite, it's just then just some of the numbers just feel a little. And also, I think that kind of dovetails into my other problem with some of the bosses is like I actually do feel like the boss and elite designs are a little bit I don't know, they're just like a little bit less interesting than in the first game because like uh a lot of the Slay the Spire 2 encounters kind of boil down to me to like it's just big HP and big damage coming at you. You know what I mean? Some of them have mechanics and stuff, but for the vast majority of them, they feel like a normal encounter just with the numbers cranked up. Especially the Act 1 elites, the bird and the statue are literally just like damage and block checks. You know what I mean? It's just that's what they are. Um,
I
so
mean, I'd rather see those over the Goblin or the Demon guy on Act One in Slay the Spire any day, though.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I
Any of
don't
how
those
know. I
things.
about the two biggest changes that happened in the second game? Drawing on the map and the multiplayer.
yeah, I mean those are both great. I mean
Those
those
are
are incredible.
two huge. Like I think
Huge.
we got too silly drawing pictures and writing Imagine Dragons lyrics on the map.
Well, you can say we. I appreciate you taking the blame off of me for that one, but the second part of that, the Imagine Dragons lyrics, I think that was mostly me. I'll take the blame.
Yeah, I mean also like I wish like the voting system was a part of the map pathway process rather than just like voting on relics.
Mm.
Because what if like we had a difference of opinion on where to go? You know what I mean? That's not a part of it yet. That's one
Yeah,
thing I'd
you
like to
have
see
to
added.
compromise on the path. You're right. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't progress until somebody does.
I think that would make it more fun if there was some like luck of the draw type of situation when it came to just even navigating the map.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but
Who's everybody's favorite character in Slay the Spire
mm,
2?
mine might have changed, to be
Mm.
quite honest, recently with like more hours being put into the game. It was Necrobinder at first, and now I'm kind of leaning more towards the new Silent. Um,
Okay.
I like the new Sly cards that are involved with Silent, and a lot of the draw abilities to apply poison are a lot better and well done into this one. Um, yeah, there's something about like discarding and throwing stuff out of your hand for free to do stuff that's like really hitting a satisfying feeling for me with that class. So I got to go Silent.
Jeb.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, I like Silent the most in the first game as well, but I'm definitely loving Silent here. I've been playing a lot of Ironclad lately, but he's fun as well. But
Mm.
definitely Silent, and I really do like the discard cards. I think they're a huge thing, especially because like I find it really cool that the Sly cards, they usually are extremely overpriced. Like it actually
Hmm.
makes you want to discard them,
Hmm.
other than actually playing them. But you
Right.
can, if it's gonna get the kill or something. Like it's a cool thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I've had a hell of a ride. It's been a roller coaster with me and Chairman,
Yeah.
the Regent. I started off. I mean, I always loved the character. There's a reason I was beating my head against the wall trying to figure out how to actually like convert to a win with him. But um, man, that character is so cool. I love like the flavor and like weirdness of him being like it kind of like the Defect, which was my first character or favorite character in the first game. He's like this like sci-fi thing that feels like it's from a different game almost. And then he's got like there's like so much comedy from like how seriously and arrogantly he sees himself, and then you go in and like these eldritch gods and shit are like, who the hell are you? Like, what are you acting like you're such a big deal? So I love the vibe and like the flavor of him. And I think the two like, primary like I mean there's I can think of like three like primary builds, but I've never gotten the like colorless cards build to work. Because I feel like you really need the one rare that like buffs your strength whenever you play one to make that good. But um no, I've been having so much fun playing the Regent. That's like the Necrobinder's cool too, and I think the Necrobinder's probably better. Like I find it easier to win runs with the Necrobinder, but the Regent is so fun, so satisfying to play.
Region also has the best death animation
That
of
is
all.
true.
Yeah.
Flies out of the chair screeching. Yeah.
Literally a drama queen.
Yep. That's why we love him. That's why we love him. All right. So, anybody got any closing thoughts on their Slay the Spire addiction?
I need more sleep.
You do need more sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's been true before Slay the Spire. That'll be true after. Now, I did have a piece of news. I would like your guys' input on this because I was reading about this literally right before I hopped in the call. 4 hours ago, a statement from GameStop.
Oh.
So we got this is an official PR release on their Instagram. Here it says GameStop power to the players. Don't forget that.
Okay.
GameStop declares PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii U officially retro consoles. GameStop today issued an official declaration that the Sony PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii U are, for all practical purposes, now officially retro consoles. There's a bit more of a thing. I'll read the full, because there's some funny shit in here we can clown on GameStop for, and the full statement, but just a gut reaction, how do you feel about that official declaration from King GameStop?
Why does it have
I
to
read
be?
it
Oh, go ahead, Javin.
earlier. I was just gonna say I read it earlier actually, and I mean it makes sense, right? I just looked up the dates. Xbox came out in 2005, PS3 came out in 2006. 20 years is usually like that's kind of been the cutoff for retro and gaming in most communities. I say. The Wii U is weird though. The Wii U is
Yeah,
very weird. The Wii U came out in 2012,
Right.
so
yeah,
while it is old, it's not quite to that point. That's
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Henny.
I'm more or less confused why GameStop has a verdict to say something like this.
Yeah, I just thought that's the main reason I brought it up. Really,
But-
more than anything, is I just think it's funny that like GameStop is the
Yeah.
arbiter for this. Like,
Yeah.
It is funny, but it makes sense because they sell like they have like
Yeah.
sections that are called retro. So I think it's something with that, and they're gonna make more money off of it saying it's retro.
People still go to GameStop too, I suppose. I guess there's just a lot more like, for a while Best Buy was taken over, I guess. And you didn't think of GameStop until like 2021 and the whole meme bullshit. But I mean, it makes sense to me too. Like, they are old video games. They came out in what, 2006, 2000, little after 2005, the 360 and the PS3. I mean, that's 20 years ago. I feel like even if, aside from video games, if we talk about music, like if I were to say, hey, Nirvana's a classic rock band, what do you guys feel about that?
I mean, that is a little before, because nobody would fight you on PS1, and
Right.
that Nirvana
True.
and PS1, you're gonna have more time overlap. I don't know. But I think the better call would be like Arctic Monkeys or something like it's Arctic Monkeys classic rock. That's a
Okay.
different
Yeah,
conversation to have.
maybe more. I maybe it is. I'm just getting older, and I'm still looking at Nirvana like it's just a grunge band to me. But you know, Zoomers calling me Unc is gonna be like, "Oh, you listen to that fucking grandpa music, bro?" Like,
No, dude, they love Nirvana. Are you kidding me?
they do
Bro,
actually. Yeah.
how long before we start calling 80s music oldies?
Oh
I don't know if
shit.
anybody calls any of these anymore. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's the
But
problem.
in the 2000s, like anything from like the 60s and stuff, that was kind of considered oldies.
It
So
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
we've reached that
Man.
point with the 80s. That's all I'm saying.
Man, are we speaking in
Um,
Unk language with the oldies? As as a
Oh, that's been a
like in
word in the music for a long time.
well, as like I'm just wondering if an 18-year-old has ever said that word before.
Oh,
I don't think
but
so.
but no, yeah,
Um,
that's kind of cool news though. We're officially retro video game consoles.
yeah. And this statement is it's very like, how do you do, fellow kids? It's very like, you know, like, I don't know, written like, it's, I don't know, there's some like millennial trying really hard, bro. At the
Mm.
GameStop, PR, they're trying really hard. Um, so it says the ruling was reached following careful analysis of multiple indicators, including the presence of component cables, the lack of Fortnite, and the realization that they launched when George W. Bush was still president. Under GameStop's retro classification
Ugh.
standard, the aforementioned systems will now join the ranks of other beloved legacy hardware in the retro category, such as the Sega Saturn and Nintendo DS. Now, DS,
very random
yeah, the
choices.
DS is
Yeah.
beloved for sure, but like these are not the two picks. If you were like, hey, give me two iconic retro game consoles, like I would probably never land on Sega. I love some Sonic the
Right.
Hedgehog, but like I would
Right.
never land on Sega Saturn. Um,
Makes sense for the
and it,
DS because of how many units it was sold. I'll say
that is
that.
true.
But I mean, Sega's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
If you're going units sold though, you hit the PS2, but I guess that's weird if you're like
Mhm.
the PS3 is joining the PS2. Maybe that just reads weird.
Right.
So it says, in accordance with this designation, GameStop will run a retro trade-in bonus offer now through March 21st. Customers who bring in Wii U, Xbox 360, PS3, or any older console games or accessories will be rewarded with additional 10% in trade credit. Hell yeah. Additionally, GameStop is pleased to announce stores now accept defective retro consoles on trade. Customers may now trade in these historic artifacts, even if they are non-operable, missing accessories, or aesthetically unfortunate. They just need to power on.
Anybody
GameStop
else's
would.
back hurt?
Yeah. Now this
Lord
is
have
the part that
mercy.
the fact that you just said that this last sentence will like it'll break you in half for saying that. GameStop would also like to remind the public that while these systems are now officially classified as retro, they are still very cool, and anyone who owned one at launch is absolutely not old.
Oh no.
That's great. That's
Yep.
great.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. It was sort of timely news. I thought we could have a little fun with it. But any other thoughts on all
So
that?
I will say it sounds like the internet really just kind of took this like as GameStop actually was announcing these were retro, but it's like
Mhm.
no, GameStop is just saying in marketing that these are now considered retro, and
Yeah.
like it's not necessarily GameStop is designating that they're retro.
It kind of is when they are the most mainstream game retailer who deals in retro, like every city has like a secondhand shop where you can get old games and movies and whatever. But like if you're talking like a mainstream like chain that sells like old shit, like it's gonna be it's hard to find anything more like sort of name brand than GameStop for that market, you know. And so
Yeah.
for them to be saying
Yeah.
it, they do have the authority, you know what I mean? Like they are ultimately like because like I those have been in like retro game stores for years already, but it's GameStop as like the biggest fish in the pond being like, hey, they're retro now. Like that means a little something more than just like whatever people decide to say.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Right. Well, speaking on retro video games, I recommended you guys a video game to play.
Well, shit, no, because if the PS3 and the Xbox 360 are retro, then this piece of shit must
Ancient.
be ancient.
But I recommended Ultimate Spider-Man for the Gamer Book Club. It was kind of a quick draw recommendation. I'll say that. I wanted to add on something a little bit extra for my nostalgia and my adolescence. Because we're still a fresh podcast, where people are still wanting to get to know us a little bit more as we're on episode 2. And yeah, this game was definitely a part of my childhood. For I'd say I think I picked up this game a little bit later actually than the release date. We're looking around 2008, 2009ish, somewhere around there. I'd say, yeah, it's very straight to the point, cartoon or comic book-esque Spider-Man, based off of the Ultimate Spider-Man comics that came out in the 2000s. And it's more of a millennial take on how Spider-Man is. And they have some changes here and there based off characters or setting and whatever, so on and so on. But yeah, one of the funny things about my love for Spider-Man as a kid, because I'm not a big superhero person. I kind of just only like Spider-Man, really. Like, I don't care for big Marvel movies like Avengers and all that. I kind of just like, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. But yeah, I loved Spider-Man as a kid. I wanted to be Spider-Man. Venom was my favorite. And I think that's kind of why I gravitated toward this game, because you could play as Venom. And I'm pretty sure it's the first game that you could play as him that's in a 3D look, at least. I said this in users chat while he was playing it. I would imagine myself as Venom in the Venom suit, beating up kids I didn't like at school.
It's still an insane thing to say, but we'll just brush on past that.
It's besides the point. I wanted to self-insert myself as Spider-Man or Venom, and that's a part of me as a little baby boy comic book fan.
Big Henny was missing control in his personal life, and so he needed it in the vehicle of beating up comic book people.
That's right.
Javin, would you like to go first on your thoughts? You played the game more recently, only like an hour or two more recently, but we finished it around the same time. But
yeah, I mean, we can say thankfully it's a short game.
Damn.
And Henny's bullying fantasy over here. I feel like he only ended up bullying us.
I don't feel bullied by this pick, but this game is bad. This game is bad. Yep.
Yeah. When I first started the game up, I was actually having a good time. For probably like 20 or 30 minutes when everything was fresh, everything was new.
Yeah.
It was a good time. I think the graphics are fine. Like, I mean, it definitely looks like a comic book, and it looks cool in that aspect. And I can totally see why you would dig this game as a kid. With all the free roam and stuff. I mean, that wasn't a huge thing back then. And if you didn't have Grand Theft Auto, that's what you have. That or Simpsons Hit and Run.
That's pretty cutting edge for me as a kid. Now that I think about that, that's you pointed that out.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have Grand Theft Auto, so I played other games that had open world to them. Like I said, when it was new and stuff, it was a lot of fun. Whenever it was new challenges, but the problem is it gets extremely repetitive extremely quickly. It just it shows all this new stuff to you, and then it just literally only uses that stuff for the rest of the game. Like the races, and then the like combat things.
The combat tours.
Yeah. And yeah, I didn't feel like the game had a lot of meat to really keep me wanting to play it more. I will say the thing that annoyed me, which I think there's some other games out there that still do this. Like I think GTA 5 did it for like part of their completion. Um, but like the random events, like it was so annoying to have to trigger those by just swinging around the city randomly. It's kind of what it was. I did
Yeah.
not enjoy the game really.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I go ahead, user. What are your thoughts?
Well, so let's interrogate this a little bit because you are on record. You hate cape shit. You hate like superhero.
I hate superheroes. Yeah, I do not like
Yeah.
superheroes. So I am definitely going to be more biased toward not liking this already.
Cape type beat.
Games.
So, but does that like did that? I'm wondering because I also didn't like the game, and but it took me a minute. I feel like I approached it. I really gave it a fair shake. Do you feel like maybe you had some, um, you know, preconceived like biases and things that you brought? Like, did you kind of on some level maybe come into the game wanting to hate it a little bit because you don't fuck with like Marvel and whatnot?
No, no, because
No.
when I was first started playing it, like I said, for like the first like 20 to 30 minutes, I actually was surprised. I was like, okay, I'm actually having a good time. And I was thinking to myself while I was watching it, I'm like, I really don't understand why users giving such a bad attitude towards some of the things in this game. I actually kind of find this fun. And then I
Mm,
realized how much it just repeats over and over again. I'm like, okay,
yep.
yeah. So I was surprised at how much I was enjoying it at first because I don't like superheroes. So
Real quick, I want to point out I do think it's totally okay to have a preconceived notion about something before entering into it. I
Oh yeah,
just want
yeah,
to throw that out there.
yeah. I wasn't saying you know I was just we're trying to get to the bottom of our thoughts and feelings on these games, and so I just wanted to
Mhm.
put all of it out there, and that's part of the experience. Is
Right.
like people can say all day don't judge a book by its cover or whatever, but like if the cover's ass, you're gonna judge it a little bit. Like it's just maybe it's the best book ever inside, but you might not pick it up because the cover if I was like,
Right.
hey Big Henny, this is my favorite book, and I handed you the cover and the cover was just a man spreading his ass cheeks in your face, you would not read the book.
I
you,
might.
you would not read
I might.
it.
There's some curiosity there.
Yeah, so it does matter. The preconceived notions and the things that you feel about the product going in, they're secondary or tertiary or maybe even farther away from the real meat and potatoes of it, but they matter. They do, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah, I got to second everything that Javin said though, pretty much. I loved the aesthetic of the game. It really felt like they took those Brian Michael Bendis comics and put them to life. Um, and that is awesome. And it visually did not age at all. Um, there's a few clunky things like I noticed like the car doors, the windows are not connected to the car door. There's like a gap. You can see like a centimeter of space between the window and the door. Um, so there's a little bit of clunkiness like that, but it just looks striking and great. It doesn't look, it looks like it could have come out on the 360 or something in some ways. Um, so props to them for that. It's got a lot of style. It is charming visually. Unfortunately, that's about where the praise I can give the game begins and ends.
Mhm.
That's about all I can do. The first 20 or 30 minutes was fun. The traversal mechanics of like web swinging and web zipping or whatever is fun, but every part of the game feels like stress tested to like I think that's what I said in my backlogged review of the game is like the traversal mechanics are good, but every level stress tests them, and like they fail at level 2, and then you got 10 more levels of them going past the point where they already failed at, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So it builds up all the grievances that you have. The combat's the same way. It's satisfying, you know, but you don't get to do any of the fun, satisfying stuff. Like that's not what the game incentivizes you to do because all the enemies have like perfect guards and like really punishing attacks and stuff. So you, instead of getting to do these big satisfying combos where the game's like, you'll do more damage if you alternate punches and kicks, it's like, I'm not punching. I'm jumping in the air and I'm doing a flying side kick into him, and I'm gonna break his guard, and I'm gonna do one kick and dip, because if I stick around any longer, I'm dead. Like that's the only thing I can do is this one move over and over and over and over again. Yeah, it's pretty miserable. Yeah, I'm shooting the ball back to you, Chad. And what you got? What else you got to say?
I totally missed on the combat situation. I definitely I did find that cool, like the alternating and stuff. That is cool, and you could somewhat build it up on some of the enemies. But I mean, there were some enemies that if you built that up on it and you stuck around too long, I mean, you're just losing way too much health,
Yeah,
and there's not really any way to heal in those boss fights unless you're Venom.
yeah. And even
So
then, sometimes there's not civilians in an area. Like you do have to, mano a mano.
yeah,
Fight
like
a couple of them.
I got stuck on that fight for a while. The one where like it's the electric guy. I don't know their names, but that fight was not fun for me at all.
That one I got stuck on a couple times with Electro. It was the Venom against Beetle fight in the warehouse with like the pits that fall out under you with the lasers in them.
Yeah,
That fight almost broke me, dude. I'll go back and fight Melania again. Like, give me that. I would rather do that than Beetle. Okay, Beetle.
That's hilarious.
The weirdest thing about that fight is like they tell you to alternate what button you're pressing to build up the combo stuff, but you literally can't do that on that fight. It's like it doesn't even work with that. So it's so weird to go against their own implemented like strategy of how you're supposed to fight.
Yeah. I liked playing as Venom before that because the combat with Venom wasn't just one button, like it was with Spider-Man. It wasn't just and to be clear, yes, when you're playing as Spider-Man and you're doing the combat tours and you're fighting random, hooligans in the street with baseball bats, yeah, you can do all the satisfying combos and stuff. I'm talking the actual like main story fights, the mandatory boss fights that you have to do, and every one of those. First of all, I didn't even think about this earlier. This is the least web in combat Spider-Man ever, and it makes him feel so bland and boring comparatively because of it. Like there's no like creative cool stuff you can do with your webs. I mean, one of the biggest boss fights in the game against Silver Sable doesn't even let you use your webs during the fight. And that's so lame to me. Like I don't know. There's like the very first like tutorial boss fight against the first electric guy. You gotta like spin up his things because if you try to punch him, it shocks you off of him or whatever. So you gotta like web up his electric, and I'm like, okay, so that's cool. We're gonna be doing things. No, every other boss. If you web them, Peter goes, his Venom suit is eating the webs or whatever, or it's the Green Goblin's burning them off.
The webs literally just became a utility. They weren't even like a
it's
tool.
just movement. Yeah, just movement. Which I mean, it's whatever. But when the combat is already like bare bones, and then the bare bones doesn't work and is reduced down to one button, then like you really feel that extra thing of like, wow, there's no room for creativity. There's no room for expression, doing interesting like clever stuff. It's just it's just this.
Can we talk about the Human Torch and Spider-Man's misogyny and like weird vocal stems?
Yeah, that didn't age well. So much of Peter Parker's dialogue in this game didn't. I think this version of Peter Parker might be the most annoying character in media. Like I'd rather have like a 10-hour loop of like Jar Jar Binks quotes like blasted in one ear, and then like I don't know, like
Imagine Dragon's Thunder.
Yeah, imagine Dragon's Thunder and this side Jar Jar Binks and this side. Like I'd rather. And then like you gotta like put the clamps in my eyes to hold them open with like Mr. Beast videos blasting at me. Like I'll take that over listening to this son of a bitch talk ever again, because my god, like I was just at a certain point playing through the game on stream, I was just literally like vocal stem repeating whatever he was saying. I was just like, I already had a fireball for lunch.
Yep. Nice pull. Nice pull.
It's so stupid. But yeah, there are a couple of weird, very 2005 like Human Torch saying, "You're slower than all 5 Spider Women." It's like, what the fuck?
Well, he also says like I think I should have called Spider Girl instead or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what is it's so weird.
Yeah.
But you also can't forget fist bones connected to the face
Face
bone.
bone. Yep. Or what did the 5 fingers say to the face?
Okay,
Smack.
that's a Dave Chappelle quote. That's the Dave
Yep.
Chappelle quote. So I can't get too mad at that one because that's a really good Prince skit. So that's the only one that gets a pass. But shit, yeah. So that was Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah. It was.
I don't want to bully you, Big Henny. I'm sorry. I know you said it up front. You were like, I know this game isn't great, but I do find it interesting because
It's not my game. I didn't make it.
No, I know. I'm not saying you'd be offended or anything like that. But you know, I went to rate the game and log it on Backlogged, and I was shocked to find. Let me check this out. So I can get the exact, you know, data of it. Yeah, it has a 3.7
Out of 5.
out of 5. And like 20% of these reviews are 4-star reviews. And I'm just blown away by that. Because I like that you know, that's a lot of people do seem to have an attachment to this game. And so it is interesting. I imagine, you know, a lot of that is people who played it when they were young,
Of course.
like you did, who have like this nostalgic like rose-tinted glasses of it. And so me and Jabin, like me and Mr. Grinch is coming in here, like playing the game for the first time as adults. You know, it's interesting. And I am glad that I played it, even if I had a pretty miserable time doing it.
Yeah, it's totally fair.
Well, you had a friend that liked it as well.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends, and she said that she had played it back in the day, and like I believe exactly what she said was I liked it. That game rocked. I never finished it though because I got stuck on like some shitty Green Goblin fight. But like I had fun up until that point.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that is almost at the end of the game. You know, that's like the second or third to last thing. So,
and going back to what Jabin said, I think it is very true to where like probably why I loved it so much wasn't just only because it was Spider-Man and Venom, but it probably was my first open world video game that I had with the limited resources that I had available to me. But then what I do remember is after playing Ultimate Spider-Man, I was in arm's reach of Resident Evil 4. And then I was like, okay, now we're gaming. You know, this is a fucking video game. So
that's a switch up.
Yeah.
Play that instead.
Yeah. Just lie and say I've never seen that game in my life, please. But yeah, so it makes a lot more sense to probably why I did love it so much because, you know, like you guys played last episode, Wario World, and I was making a joke earlier with you guys that one of the games I owned as a kid was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, like we're really reaching for fucking garbage on the shelf at GameStop.
Like, oh no,
that might contend for like one of the worst games ever.
It really might. I mean, I did play Charlie's Angels, so we'll see. So, but I mean, shoot, yeah, let's go into ratings. I'm very curious, like how low they will go. So Jabin, go ahead. What's your rating out of 10?
So I believe I've been back and forth on two numbers. I think I have decided that I would give it a 3 because the game does work and the game is playable. That's about all I can say about it, though.
All right, user, what's your score?
I was not expecting. I thought I was going to come in here and really seem like the. I thought Jabin was going to brutalize the shit out of this game with his number rating right there. I thought I was going to.
It was higher than I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be, you know, higher than.
It was at a 2 or 3, to be fair. So.
And I'm giving it a 2. Yeah, that's what I gave it in my review. It's not good. Like I said, there's almost to me it is functional, and that's how it earns, you know, the 2 points to me. But it plays its entire hand early. Like, from the jump, you see the visual style, and that's the strongest thing it has going for it. And then immediately get to start web swinging, and then that's fun until you have to do like the eighth consecutive like chase sequence fight where it's a chase sequence, but they don't want you to get to the enemy. You got to stay 70% of the way to them, and if you go too far back, you lose. And if you get too close to them, they kill you. Like that, it's that the movement falls apart at that point. The combat falls apart at every other point. Yeah, like I said, the one redeeming thing and the one thing I can give it is it's a good looking game, and it gets a star for that, and for pretty much nothing else.
Right on.
One more comment I just thought of.
Mhm.
It's so weird to me, and it almost feels like unfinished in this way, that the game, like, they made such a big deal out of like these races and combat tours, but it's like those are the only things that are in the game. Like, if you're doing
Yeah,
that sort of system, why is there not more
yeah,
just content to it? It's so
yeah.
weird
Well,
that those are
there's
literally the only two things that are on the
yeah.
map aside from the main story, and then I mean, like 80% of them are the races.
Yeah, 80% of them are. And then here's the other thing too, is like technically there is another category of thing and you have to engage with it to, well, there's two. There's four total items that determine how you unlock the next main story mission, and it's like secret collectible tokens on the map. It's the races, it's the combat tours, and it's the like city events. But the city events are just a random. You just roll the die and you get one of the previous three things. It's like you either have to, beat up some enemies, and it's might as well just be one of the combat tours, or you gotta pick up a civilian and carry him to the hospital on a timer, and so it's just another race. So yeah, it that you're right that they feel so samey. But the one weird thing is the one city event where you jump on the car and have to like dodge bullets and beat up the car until the guys get out. Like that's a cool thing. Where's that in the rest of the game? Like they just saved this one thing for a random event that like you might never play. I don't know. The whole game, it's so baffling, bro. It's so bad. And this is like, I mean, this was made by Treyarch, and they made like
This made a
some of the good
Treyarch?
Call of Duties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Treyarch made Spider-Man 2 actually, and one of the questions that I had, if any of you have played Spider-Man 2, I have not played Spider-Man 2. Does Spider-Man 2 have more content?
Oh
I've
yeah,
not played
I
it.
mean, I haven't played it since I was a kid. I haven't played it since I was a kid, but I would say so. I mean, even just the fact that there's the pizza delivery minigame on top of the main story means it has more content than this.
True.
I mean, there's that, and I think there are like time trial race things that it's kind of the same where you find like a token and do them. Again, I might be wrong. I haven't played the game since I was a kid, but I played the shit out of Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 as a kid. And I mean, I remember having a lot to do, but I don't know.
Well, cool. So Jabin scored it a 3 and user scored it a 2. So
Yep.
off average, that's a
It's a
2.5.
2.5.
Hell
Yep.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm very curious to where this will land at the end of the year. We officially have our bottom of the barrel polished turd at the bottom of the
We
list.
might. I'm gonna say we'll be if we get a game that's below this, somebody in the audience is gonna need to call and check on us because we're gonna be in a bad way
If
if we go below.
if Michigan Report from Hell scores higher than this, I'm I actually hope it does. I really hope it does. I'm
I
gonna
hope
be
that
quite
game's a
honest.
sleeper hit. Yeah,
Yeah. You guys recommended me a game. How about you guys take over the floor and kind of explain some of your lore with Balatro and how much you guys love the game or appreciate it?
Chavin, you take over.
I have to take over? I thought the perfectionist should take over.
Well, that's all right, fine. I'll do the honors. I just thought you actually started playing Balatro well before me.
That's
So
true.
the student
But you
surpassed
ended
the
up playing
master.
a
Some
lot
might
more
say
than I did.
Oh,
that is true. But I was just gonna give you the floor because it's this kind of all right. We're beating around the bush. I have played a lot of Balatro. I've played 250 hours of base game Balatro. Uh, in order to get the completionist plus plus achievement, which is doing everything. And doing everything about 150 times actually is what the achievement is for, because you have to, in order to get that trophy, you have to beat all the challenges. You have to beat the every deck on the hardest difficulty, and you have to beat each difficulty to unlock the hardest difficulty, and then you have to beat a run on that hardest difficulty with every single Joker in the game, and there's 150 unique ones. So it was a major, major, major time sink. I put a ton of hours into it, and I got like really in the weeds in like learning the game and stuff. So it's something that means a hell of a lot to me. Um, to me, I think it's one of the most elegantly, beautifully designed video games of all time. Everything I was saying earlier about like Slay the Spire, how the numbers just work, you know, that's how I feel about Balatro. Like it has such an internally consistent design philosophy where I mean, if I was to make a pass through and do like an edit on the game and like change things for like what I perceive to be balance issues or something, I might change 2 Jokers out of 150. Like that's such a crazy good. They just really nailed everything with the game. But we're not here for me to talk about how much I love the damn game. We're here to talk about, that's why I recommended it. And I wanted to hear Big Henny, especially after he started playing Slay the Spire and was getting into like roguelike card game, you know, deck builder type of action. I wanted to hear his thoughts on this game that meant so much to me. So you take over. I've been waxing poetic enough. You take over.
Okay. So day one. It is late at night, and I decide to go live and start my first Balatro run. And first couple runs went pretty good. I think I went almost all the way towards the very end, maybe the 6th or 7th ante, something like that. And I felt like I was catching on pretty quick, because first glance of watching anybody else play Balatro, the first thought that comes to my head is, there's too many numbers on the screen, and I don't know how you're playing hands to score this, because, you know, I just see like little weird Joker cards up at the top. Didn't know what they did. I just thought they're like, you know, little weird cards that were for display or something. Like I had no idea what the purpose of it was. And then, you know, there's these celestial planet packs and there's these tarot cards. I'm like, okay, all this is like, you know, extremely foreign until you actually get your hands onto it, right? So I felt like my first time ever launching the game up and going through to play it, I was like, oh, okay, like this is actually all making a lot of sense. Like I get this now. And then so I'm playing it, and then what was it? The second stream I'm pretty frustrated. I go into like a more of a mental strain playing the game, and the runs are bad. I'm like, why is it like, maybe that's what these deck roguelike video games do, because fucking Slay the Spire 2 did it to me as well. Yeah, boot the game up, it's very forgiving. Hey, here's a handout. Hey, you could do this. Hey, look at this little shiny thing. You like this? Here, you can have it. And then, you know, I'm not getting none of this shit at all. And so I'm like, man, fuck this. So I click out of the game and I play Slay the Spire 2 in my little comfort zone. And I was like, man, Balatro's pissing me off. And then I go to bed later that day and I buy the game on my phone. And so I'm playing it on, it's probably like fucking 3 a.m. I'm playing it on my phone. And I'm playing it on my phone. And I was like, this is way better than the PC. This is a phone game. And so I'm playing it on my phone. I'm like, this feels good. Like, it feels so good on the phone. I don't know why. And so I've been playing it a lot on my phone. And I lose every run still. But I'm like, hey, like, I play this anywhere. So, you know, like, you know, I played at work or whatever on lunch break, you know, start up a run or something. And so I when was it? Probably it's the third stream of Balatro, which was literally yesterday. I finally get the dub. And I'm like, okay, this is very satisfying and it felt good. If I remember the Joker cards correctly, I had the chalkboard, or is it blackboard?
Blackboard.
Okay, so I had blackboard. I had ramen noodles for a little bit, and then the ramen noodles went away, so I had to replace it with a supernova Joker. I had, I'm pretty sure it was a joke. I forget the Joker's name, but it like makes it to where if you have clubs or spades in your hand, like you score like ×3 multiplier.
That's Blackboard.
That's blackboard. Okay, shit.
Yep.
Well, I had the burnt Joker, which you
Yep.
discard your first hand and you upgrade that hand. So that feels like a cheat code, by the way. Like that card feels
It's really
like
good.
extremely unfair, by the way. I feel like if you actually do have a burnt Joker, your probability of winning the run is like increased by 80%. There's one more Joker, I forget. What was it? I can't remember. It was fresh in my brain yesterday when I told you about it, but do you remember what it was, user? You were watching the stream.
I was. I don't remember though. I think it was just some generic it was a foil something that didn't really do anything for you, like it was like a utility joker or something, but it was giving you 50 chips, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah. I had a couple
I could be wrong about
holographic.
that.
A couple of the Jokers were holographic. I do remember that.
Mhm.
But yeah, so overall the dub did happen quicker than I thought. I'm glad that like your experience with like the time frames between both of our gameplays were kind of like roughly about the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, so overall what I'll say about the game and my thoughts on it, aside from the story of me playing the game. At the end of the day, I do think this is just a fine poker game. That's how I see it. I think it's very addicting. Like it's very, very, very addicting. I mean, I bought the game twice. It's pretty geniusly designed to just start a new run. Oh, I fucked up. Start a new run. The only time I will crash out and not want to play the game if like the run is abysmal, which I feel like that's every deck building roguelike. So I think that for me, in my opinion, it's great and I do like playing it, but I guess like I also kind of view it the same as like maybe a Spider Solitaire back in the day. Like it kind of has that same vibe of just like, yeah, it's a card game, but I fuck with card games, so it's not a negative review. It's overly. It's for me. It is barely breaching over the 5 mark a little bit because to me it is just poker. But goddamn, is it fucking addicting? Like it's I'm playing the shit till like fucking 4 a.m. sometimes on my phone. So yeah, there's 2 needles stuck a mile up my ass. Slay the Spire 2 and Balatro. And I haven't been sleeping. Like, so I had a very I'm glad you suggested it to me because there's so many times to where I just look at the game and I'm like, maybe one of these days because it just looked so confusing just looking at it. But once you're in, and it's a pretty good fucking time. I'll say that.
Jabin, you haven't gotten to cook.
Right?
True. Yet. Not on the phone yet. But no, Jabin, I want to hear you talk about Balatro a little bit. Yeah. You offloaded the intro to me, and then Big Henny's the only one who played it for this exercise. But let's have you talk a little bit about it.
For sure. I honestly, I played Balatro the day it came out. I played it before the day it came out. I played during one of the first playtests, which I don't even remember. I think I only came across it because of Northern Lion. I think that's the reason I came across it. But I love Balatro. I don't play it as much anymore. But I do love that game because I think a lot of it stems from the fact like my favorite roguelike is Binding of Isaac Rebirth. And
okay.
I absolutely love that. I adore that game. I've perfected that game. That's how much I love that game. um, and the reason is because it's it's a roguelike where things are like truly random. Like everything is truly pretty much 100% random as soon as you press the button. And I enjoy that a lot. There's a lot of people that'll try to, reset until they get a good start. I think a lot of the fun of these types of roguelikes is trying to come from nothing to something. Starting with a bunch of crap and you're like, "Oh, this is going to be difficult." Like I enjoy that a lot. But the thing I've always said about Balatro, I've always said that I think it is literally a game that anyone that can like read, anyone can play that game. I think that game is truly for anyone. Like I don't
Mm.
think I people like it is
Mm.
obviously based on poker, but I would not. I don't even really consider it a poker game.
No.
You're just matching cards. You're just matching cards. You're getting straight. Like you are getting poker things, but it's not really. It's not really related to poker in an actual playing poker sense to me.
Right. It's
Mhm.
like poker meeting solitaire is what I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just I the only reason I'm with Jabin on this where it's like obviously it uses poker stuff as a springboard, but like to me like to say that it is a poker game, it's not because like poker is three things. It is managing probabilities, which Balatro does have. It is like a strategy component which Balatro has, but it's also bluffing and like deception and hidden information which Balatro does not have. Doesn't have arguably the thing that makes poker poker. All it has is playing cards and chips. You know what I mean? It's like saying you know I don't know. It's like saying that a game's a racing game because, like, you drive from one location to another. It's like, well, yeah, it's got cars, but it's not a racing game per se. Um, I don't know. That's a nitpicky thing, but I'm with Jabin on this.
No, you guys are good because you guys love and adore this game. For me, I
Mhm.
just view it as like this. I mean, this feels like a good way for me to burn time. That's kind of how I feel about it because there were a lot of times where while I was playing Balatro, which I still will play Balatro, like I'm not just dropping off the game, I do like it. There were a lot of
Mhm.
times I was like, but Slay the Spire's like over there. Like that's kind of where I'm at with it. Balatro's not 100% my bag, but Slay the Spire 2 is like pretty much everything that I do want. So, but what is cool is Slay the Spire 2's not on my phone. So, if I'm chilling, that I'm on it, bro. Like I've been pretty good at avoiding my phone before I go to bed, and now I can't. So,
Yeah.
I
um,
mean, I will say you're right. You're right on target with it, like being like a phone game, because this truly is like most roguelikes do have a way of continuing the run. But if you were to, drop it for let's say a week or so on a lot of runs, you'd have to open that run and be like, okay, what was I doing? What was going on? With Balatro, I mean, you really don't. You click
mhm,
5 jokers, most likely at the top to see what's happening. You're like, okay, I'm good to go.
yeah,
Let's
Mhm.
continue this. So
right.
it's really easy to pick up and play.
Yeah, because let me check my hours on Steam here real quick because I've done a lot of off stream runs as well because I needed practice, bro. I really did. There are a lot of times where I was like, man, like this is really treating me like unfairly, and then I almost won off stream, and then I failed, and I was like, well, you know, thank God, because I wanted it to be on stream. Here I'm at 12 hours since I bought it. And most of it was from streaming, I think. So probably around 2 hours of offline or 3 hours of offline gaming on it. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think it is a super good game. um I guess like what I was trying to I'm not feeling the same love and appreciation that you guys are from it. And I wish I could, but I kind of view it just simply as like, yeah, it's like chill and cozy for me a little bit. Do you get chill cozy vibes from this? Like Slay the Spire 2 is not a chill or cozy
sure.
game. This feels a little more like, I want to wind down and relax and, go with my run. Like, do you guys feel that?
I mean, I think Slay the Spire is pretty chill and cozy personally, but
yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy, because like I'm so fucking cooked on Balatro, man, that like I like Slay the Spire. A Balatro like gets in my mind, and like it. The Slay the Spire boss that's like the little guy in like the helmet of the robot, and he's like pulling the levers.
Yeah.
That's Balatro inside my fucking brain, brother.
Okay.
I'm thinking about. It's one of those things. It's like everywhere I go, everything makes me think of her. It's that. You can't talk. That game turns me into like It's Always Sunny pointing at the fucking bulletin board meme, with the string everywhere.
the
That's
skill
what that
ceiling
game
of that
does to me.
game is crazy.
Yeah, that is. I think so. I just this week platinum trophied Elden Ring. The platinum trophy in Balatro is still, I think, like that's my gaming achievement, man. Like
Yeah.
that is
That is
something I
crazy.
never ever thought I would do. And like I had to like you have to learn to use every single like you have to learn to appreciate every Joker in that game to get to that point. And like I did, I figured out how to win with everything. There's a couple that went along for the ride, but I really tried not to do just like photograph plus hanging chad every run on gold stake. Like I was trying to win with the thing that it was. And so like I just grew, like I said, over that process, over all those hours and all those days, like I just got an appreciation for this game where I don't know, I still play it. I've fired it up like probably 20 or 30 times in the past few months since I've finished it. Like I still do a run here and there just because for the love of the game,
Right.
And that's not even counting all the modded Balatro I've played too. Like I said, this game's.
What are you doing modded Balatro?
There's the one I've mostly been playing is it's called Pokermon, and it's like they replace all the Jokers with like Pokemon that have like
okay,
yeah, they're Balatro Jokers but with abilities inspired by Pokemon.
That's fun.
And like
it's almost its own game. Like
really?
It's so different. It's so different. It's like it's not like Balatro at all. It uses Balatro as a springboard. It uses Balatro as a springboard the way Balatro uses poker as a springboard. It's a different game.
Got you.
It's like that kind of thing to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So how do we want to do this? Is the first one we've done in the we have all now played this game. But like, because here's the thing with if you are scoring Balatro for our ranking system, is it just you, or do you just give it a number and that's what we go with, or do we have input here?
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yep, it is.
God damn it! This is about to be painful for me. I'll type the number though.
Yeah,
type the number
because you all thought that like you were going to hurt my feelings. Nah, I knew whose feelings were really going to be hurt this whole time. It's a 7. It's a 7.
It's a 7. Okay, well that puts it tied with Chorokyu.
Yeah, because
so which one do we want to put as number 2? Do we get the tiebreaker? Because that'll start another fight between me and Japin. Do you want that on the content?
Let's see here.
Balatro's a better game than Chorokyu.
Yeah.
There's no fight there, brother. For me.
Yeah.
Okay,
because here's the thing, like the Gamer Book Club is a mixed bag of emotions that this is perfect training into emotion regulation. Feelings could get hurt, but it's no personal jabs. That was just my personal experience with the game. But now that we have Chorokyu and Balatro leveled evenly, I view it very interesting to see how these games rank because of how different all of our ratings are going to be towards our experiences of what we get recommended. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If if we're doing a tiebreaker, I'm also, I'm putting Balatro over it. Chorokyu blew me away. It surprised me how much I loved that game. I didn't think it was gonna click for me like that, but it ain't Balatro for me.
I mean, personally, bro, I almost think there's not even a tiebreaker and that they're just tied.
They're just tied?
Yeah, that's how this format works.
Oh, you think they're just both number 2 on our list?
Until there's a number 8, yes.
What do you mean? Well, there's a 7.5 and it's Katamari. That's number 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, Balatro and
yeah, so they're
Chorokyu
both
now
yeah,
tied.
they're both number 2, yeah.
It doesn't work like that. You're putting Balatro above Chorokyu.
No, this is rigged.
You've been outnumbered.
This is fake news. I got recommended the game. It's a 7. Comments.
You put it on the
you
list.
helped
You
me
gave it the
breaking
rating.
the rules. I said it was
No,
a 7.
You gave it the rating, and then we
And then you
determined where
scratched
it
the
went.
numbers. That's illegal.
I got the document right here. I could show the process.
The process
It's
is you
nonsense.
erasing my score and bumping it up.
We'll have no. It's
still a 7.
It's not. It's still a 7. It's just, is it the same 7 or not? And it's not.
Okay.
We'll deliberate more on this off stream, and we may present to you a re-updated power ranking for the Gamer Book Club recommendations bracket.
Oh, man.
We may do that. Probably we won't, and it'll be the same as it is right now, which is Katamari, then Balatro, then Chorokyu, then Wario, then Ultimate Spider-Man.
I should have gave it a
But
6.
maybe we will. That would be, you do not buy a game twice. You don't
buy a 6
purchase
twice.
a 6 out of 10 twice on 2 different platforms. You don't do it. Okay, that would literally be a lie. Okay, we're all trying to come at this in good faith, and you are going off in a...
That was a joke.
7's kind of twice is kind of crazy too.
I agree, but I was going to let him say whatever he wanted because it was his thing. But I was like, you're talking about being addicted to a 7. That's like... I mean, at worst, that is like self-deprecation. You know what I mean? Like, that's
oh, come on, man. You know, so there's some men out there married to 7s.
Good God.
Oh.
Scratch that from the record, just like
Crazy.
I scratched Big Henny's rating for Balatro.
Oh, man. I couldn't help it. It just slipped.
Right. No, I honestly, I'm just glad that you gave it a 7 at all. Because I was really worried. Once you started playing Slay the Spire, because I wanted to recommend Balatro. You know, that was another early, like, I had that one going in the tank.
You caught me at 4 a.m. playing that game in my other buddy's Discord.
Yep, I did.
He came over like, hey, man, what you doing?
Yep. Yeah, because you were trying to hide it from me, because you knew I'd be doing some shit like this, like recommending you Balatro because of it. But no, once I saw you playing Slay the Spire, I figured like, okay, it's fair game. I think he will like it because there is some overlap. They're very different executions of it, but they are both roguelike deck building card games. And like they reward some of the same things and in some ways and not in others. But before I saw you play Slay the Spire, I was a little worried that like this wasn't gonna be a game you would like really get something out of. And I don't think that you like I don't think you get what Jabin gets out of it, and I don't think either of you get what I get out of it, and like that's fine. You know, like that's
the
how
cool thing
different
about
people
it.
Like experience. Yes.
Well,
exactly.
brother, I played Magic the
that's
Gathering
anything.
in high school. Like, I like deck building games.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah,
I
so
know you
I
do.
would have liked it.
But yeah, I am glad that, and it was so fun watching you. Like, man, it's so hard. It's so hard to like watch somebody to like
Not
just let
backseat.
Jesus take the wheel. And
Yeah.
you know, there are a few times where I was like, hey, maybe do, you know, like I tried to stick to like rules, interactions and stuff, but there was a couple times where I was like, hey, that Joker's really good. Like you read that one again. Just make sure you understand that one.
You remember when I got fucked by the face boss blind?
Yeah.
And like that was all my Jokers were. And I couldn't score above 50 chips. I'm like,
and I let that happen. I was sitting right there. I watched it. I said LMAO in the chat. That's the only guidance I gave.
Most of the time when a new round or when a new ante starts, I never read what the boss blind says. Like that, a lot of my runs were just going in randomly and be like, oh shit, like the boss blind would start and be like, oh, this is the debuff. Okay. Or this is
That's
like
something you do as you play the game more. So
yeah.
Yeah.
it's totally understandable.
But yeah, whenever that happened, I was just like, yeah, this is going so well, man. Like, I feel unstoppable. And then all of it just broke.
Yep. Every single part of it. And that's like, I don't know. I mean, I could talk about like Balatro basically all day. But that's one of the beauties of it is like that's something you pick up on. The very first thing I do when I start a new ante is I read the boss blind. And then I figure out if I have to make adjustments in the first shop, you know. It like if the boss blind is like if I'm trying to play flushes and I've got all hearts, right? If that first boss blind is hearts are debuffed, we got a problem. We're gonna have a bad time. So then I gotta like, you know, maybe I'm trying to pivot and turn my deck into diamonds over the course of 2 shops, at least enough that I can play 2 flushes. Like that's like where you get to once you get there. But like, yeah, at the start you're just like, it just feels like it's a random event, you know. But it's like that's information that's available to you. Like, and that's the thing about Balatro is there's so much information that's available to you, but it's not in your face. And so you come to it when you have the means to utilize it. But like you don't have to click and look at your deck and do the probability and see like, oh, I have this many clubs and this many spades and I have a purple seal I could draw into and I have a steel card. Like you don't have to do that. You just draw the cards and play them. You know what I mean? But like it's all there. And I don't know. That's everything in the game to me. It's chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
I love that fucking game.
Hell yeah. Well,
I do still want to do a run together. I want
Oh, will you
want
coach me?
tag along. Well, I want to either want to do a coach run or I want you to do a ride along in the gold seat in the gold stake seat with me.
I will
And
never be
you
your
know, I
passenger
wanna show you
princess.
Okay, then I'll coach you through your run. All right, that's fair enough.
No, we could do both. Let's do why not both? The little taco commercial.
¿Por qué no los dos?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Let's talk about next podcast episode. The recommendations that we got going. Well, a lot more leveled out. It's not like Ultimate Spider-Man and Balatro. It's kind of like we're kind of maybe cruise. It's a little bit of a mystery somewhere in the middle, probably, but maybe not. We'll have to find out. You want to talk about the games that we're going to be playing for the next episode? Jabin or user?
Jabin, you can do the recommendation to me. I got the single recommendation for this month, so you two team up on me real quick. Tag team me.
All right. So the one that we decided on, and it was kind of hard to come to this because I think user has probably played more games than us, and there's not much overlap between what me and Henny have played.
Yes. 2 very different backgrounds.
But ultimately, and I hope I don't butcher this and I remembered the right, but we chose Tony Hawk's Underground for user to play.
Yes. That is the game that I have written down, so I hope that's the right one. Fuck.
And
I've slept since then. I'm sorry. We
have a challenge for you, user. Well, we don't. I do because I haven't told Jabin yet. But you're going to meet some. Like I don't know your history on pro skateboarders around this time, but it
ain't there.
So there's a pro skateboarder in every level. Damn near. I want you, after you meet a pro skater, look up some tape and watch them just like a 2-minute video of them skating around. Maybe see what they're all about. And you tell us who your favorite skateboarder is out of the research you've done based off of vibes.
I like that a lot.
And like tricks, because there's some vert guys, there's some street guys, there's different skateboarding styles. So I'm curious what you rock with the most.
All right. I like that a lot.
Good.
That, it'll give me it'll learn me a thing or two.
That's right.
That way. All right. So I have, for reference, I have not played Underground. I've dabbled with some of the Tony Hawk games. I think I've played definitely Pro Skater 1 and 2. I want to say 3 as well. And then I've definitely played American Wasteland.
Yeah.
Those are the Tony Hawk games I've experienced with. But I missed Underground completely, so it'll be dope to go. I'm excited to fill that, check that box. But for these two dorks, I've actually recommended a different game to each of them in a way. Big Henny for this month is going to be playing Pokemon Black.
Black t-shirt.
And Jabin is going to be playing Pokemon White.
White guy.
And at God damn it. I was hoping we could get through it without an incident, but the days since incident is back to 0. Yep. So I want, like, Big Henny's little challenge, bonus extra credit assignment there to look up the skateboarding clips. Your guys' extra credit assignment is to document the team you beat the Elite Four with, and then do battle against each other with your winning teams at the end of it.
Yeah.
So you have to beat the Elite Four, and then one of you's got to beat the other. That's how it's going to have to go.
And we got to nickname all our Pokemon too.
And well, you should just be doing that anyway. But yes, please nickname all your Pokemon and tell me the stories of, the personalities that you put onto them and how how they play out in the run and everything like that. I'm really excited. I am actually I was excited to watch you play Balatro. I was excited to watch you play Katamari. I am fucking stoked to watch the Big Henny Pokemon stream. So this is going to be really fun.
I am most
for me too.
Yeah, I'm mostly excited to play this out of all of them so far. So I this was a generation I completely skipped. So I went 1,
Same.
I went 2, I skipped Gen 3, I played Gen 4, and then there's Black and White. When does X and Y come in, dude? There's so many fucking Pokemon
They're
games.
after
It's
Black
ridiculous.
And White too.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I got on X and Y.
X and Y is 20.
I was in high school. 2014.
2013?
The first 3DS one.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, because I had the 2DS because it was a cheaper model.
X and Y is really good though.
Yeah, I liked X and Y.
So.
That's like in Paris or whatever.
Yeah, X and Y was 2013.
Okay. But yeah, those are the only gens I played. So
nice.
Yeah,
I feel like that's part of why I wanted to recommend Black and White. Partially because I love it. It's probably my favorite generation, but it's I was saying this to you guys off stream when we were talking about it, but I think it's a generation that a lot of people in our age bracket, that's the one they stepped out on. And to me, like, it's the best one. It's like the one they built the most up to, and before they kind of had to rebuild the franchise and figure out how to do like the 3D everything. Like, to me, Black and White 2 specifically is like the pinnacle peak of Pokemon, but you got to play Black and White to get to that point. So maybe years on down the future, well, I'll recommend those, but for right now you got Pokemon Black and Pokemon White.
Right on. Well, shit, that's going to be the end of our podcast. Those are going to be the recommendations for episode 3. If you liked this podcast, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Share it with your friends, your sister, your mama, your brother, whoever you can get your hands on. Show the video. And also, more gameplay footage is coming out from the previous episode. And that will Ultimate Spider-Man and Balatro videos will be uploaded after this podcast is released. So that's it for all of us from XP Grind for Gamer Book Club episode 2. Thank you, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.